Hi, I'm Kelly Rogerson. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of Palliative Care South East. So palliative care is a concept that really supports and promotes the quality of life. It's a holistic focus on the family and the individual and about goals of care that helps someone who has a life-limiting illness to live well. The theme for Palliative Care Week is Palliative Care, It's Your Right. And I truly believe that everyone has the right to both specialist and generalist palliative care, the supports that will keep them to live well and ensure that they have a quality of life. We know that between now and 2035, there'll be a 50% increase in the demand on palliative care services, and that by 2050, we will be doubling that again. The population is growing and ageing, and as we do, we know that there will be so many more demands on access to palliative care. We also want to ensure that we focus decision makers on investing in palliative care so that it doesn't matter where you live or how you live, that you still have access to the same supports, because everyone will die at some stage. There's a real myth that palliative care is all about terminal care or end-of-life care, but it's so much more than that. We support people for many months prior to them actually dying. And really our focus is on keeping them well. And when we find that we intervene and help support people and manage their symptoms, we find that their quality of life improves, and often they have a much longer extension of life than they expected when they were first diagnosed. So at Palliative Care South East, we're a specialist palliative care service. Individuals have a lot of other services available to them in their home, and so we very much partner with those services. So it may be someone that's providing home health or personal hygiene services, respite care, or other services such as prestige in-home care, or a hospital service such as hospital in the home for wounds or dressings, or the district nursing service, home visiting nursing service. We will partner with them and work through who is best to be supporting an individual at any given time, and then we can provide advice and support, or we can provide a range of services depending on what the individual needs. At any given time, Palliative Care South East is supporting up to 400 clients in their own home through our catchment area. Of those, many individuals have different needs, wants and desires, and they have different goals of care. I'd like to introduce you to Reg. Reg is 83 and Reg has a respiratory illness. It's a long-term illness, and so he is very short of breath and has difficulty managing himself and his own personal care at home because of the lack of energy that he has through his lungs not working well anymore. Reg has really come to terms with the fact that he is dying, but really his biggest challenge has been psychologically coming to terms with the fact that he would leave his beautiful family behind. So we've been working with Reg from a spiritual care point of view, and our spiritual care lead worker has been in working with Reg just to come to terms with the distress that he's feeling and coming to terms with the thoughts around him wanting to leave Earth, and really what that means for his family. And likewise, his wife, who's amazing in supporting him on a day-to-day basis, watching his deterioration has been really challenging for her, and it's been a really hard time. And so she's been able to access some time out with carer respite and support, and also with some counselling just to understand her role and the changes in her role and the anticipation of him dying, which is really often what some of our carers experience and can be really challenging because they can see what's happening but they can't control the situation. So we're always very keen to empower people and individuals around what's important to them. With the work that the nurses have been doing with Reg, he's now able to break up his day, and he's planning his day differently, which means instead of trying to do all his hygiene, for example, first thing in the morning, he waits and has his breakfast first, and then he goes out and reads the paper, and then he comes back and then undertakes his personal hygiene. And the nurses have worked with him about changing his day really, so that he's got much more energy and he's able to engage with his grandchildren who come and visit him in the afternoon, which was really important to him. And so traditionally, before we were involved, Reg used to be in bed when the kids would get home from school and drop by to visit him on the way home. And now he's sitting up in the chair waiting for them and able to engage with them, which is so important for him. So the happiness of the family and the enjoyment for them within the constraints that Reg has with his physical being have been able to be addressed, and now his quality of life has improved significantly, and he's a much happier man, and he's really enjoying having the benefits of being able to access his family in a really positive way.